Today we are here to celebrate our 78th Independence Day. When we celebrate, we must remember those people who have sacrificed and who are sacrificing to ensure that our flag flutters high. And when you are celebrating, remember this flag fluttering high, indicative of the million dreams each one of us are having in our hearts. And it will continue to symbolize what we want to achieve and how we want to achieve. For that, once again, I say Happy Independence Day to all of us. Having said that, I must tell you one more thing. When first time I have been contacted, I was very happy that I got an occasion to speak to the students. And when I saw the name, Marshal University, I was specially elated. I was so happy. You know why? You see any corner play school, they want to name it Cambridge International Play School. What the 2 years old got to do with the Cambridge College? They don't even know what they are. All that they know is parents want to send them to some place so that they can do their work. And for that we want to give Cambridge International School, Play School, that too, or some other big name. I don't understand why we cannot have the same respect, regard, or self-esteem when I say an Indian name. Why it cannot be some poet, like you have taken the name of the poet. That why can't we have some institute in that name? Why can't we have Bharat International Play School? Let Bharat International Play School be the hallmark for Americans, for Russians, for anybody. It should not be that some foreign university should be the hallmark for us. We should come over that now. Now, next point, when I am standing in front of students, I am very cautious because, where is the coordinator? I hope you are not maintaining time. I hope you are not maintaining time. You will not tell me after 4 minutes, 30 seconds, sir, your time is up. I am very happy. I have written 45 pages, but assure you I will not read any one of them because as a last speaker, possibly, I have an advantage as well as a disadvantage. Because whatever points I wanted to discuss and tell you, the speakers ahead of me have stolen it from me. I don't know how they came to know. It's maybe telepathy or maybe anything else, but they have already spoken about everything. Then I need to invent now. Because whatever, I can't repeat what they already said, though it is my original script. And they had the script from me. When I was looking at it, especially one thing caught my attention. What is the mission of this university? Have you ever given a thought? I'll read it out because I don't want to even miss out one single sentence of the mission. The mission of Marshal University of Information Technology is to facilitate the process of education and training to let each student grow into a complete individual who is physically enduring, emotionally mature, intellectually enlightened, aesthetically developed, morally sound, and spiritually inclined. What else can you ask from a person, for a citizen of India? This is one of the finest examples and finest missions what you can think of. This really gives. So you should all be proud to be a part of this university. And today, whatever has been taught to you here, please take it. It is not the final word. What these professors day in and day out are attempting or trying to prepare is to give you a launch pad. They are not preparing you to be on a hammock. I hope I am clear. Let this knowledge, what you are gaining today in this university, be a launch pad for you to propel yourself to the universities across. Don't sit idle hereafter. Because in the just for half an hour back when I'm sitting and discussing with others, I was telling, people think after graduation my studies will be over. It is a big mistake. Your study will never be over till the time you resign from the life. It's a constant learning process. From one step to other step, you have to progress. And you should cultivate this habit of reading, and further reading. Whichever discipline you have chosen, call it humanities, call it management or legal, particularly legal people. I'll speak to you separately because I am also from the legal faculty. Your knowledge, learning of the knowledge, amassing the knowledge will never come to an end. You be prepared for your life in this manner. Next, what I wanted to talk to you is how you can be a good human being and how you can achieve or how you can be a successful person. I am not saying when I say successful person, I mean you amass wealth. That is only one facet of the success. Success, even I'm sure some of the underworld dons also have a lot of money. But do you say they are successful? They are not successful. Success means achieving an all-round development. Today, your professors are successful because they invested their time wisely. They learned which they can give. So you must learn so much. So when you can distribute, and there will be another hundreds of students like you who will benefit from such knowledge. That is what I call success. Success is when you are able to impart your knowledge, what you gain to others. And 10 people remember you. Yes, I studied in so-and-so place, or so-and-so was my friend, or so-and-so is my brother, or so-and-so is my boss, or so-and-so is my colleague in an office, from whom I learned so many things. This helped me today in my life. That is what we call success for anybody. How can you be successful then? Then I must tell you, if I say you should be successful, I should be telling you what is the way for success. Success is first and foremost, love what you do. I said love what you do or do what you love. I'll just tell you a small example from my own experience. It's a way back. I finished my degree in 82. That means maybe around 79. I'm talking about 79. Most of you are not born. Don't worry about it. I used to have actually I used to go to an art gallery where people used to teach sketching, watercoloring, painting, all those things. I used to have one person by name Venkat. Always used to come. I was doing my degree. He was doing a technical qualification. His father used to insist that he must pay attention and finish the technical qualification because that will fetch him a job. And he wanted to do this sketching and paint, learning this. Always used to tell me, Prakash, I always have this problem. My father says go and do that. But here I use the exact words. These are the same Telugu words, Sanskrit, Hindi. In all Indian languages, the same word will be there. Vritti, pravurti. I'm sure all of you understand these two words. Vritti means your profession. Pravurti means your nature. If your vritti and pravurti or your profession and your nature coincide, your life will be the best of anything on this planet Earth. If they are conflicting, then you will not enjoy, nor anybody else around you will enjoy. Like a person wants to be a professor. He has a fantastic aptitude for teaching. You make him police officer. Do you think he will enjoy? He may have status. He may have 10, 15 people working with him. He will have money also with him. But still he will not enjoy because his nature is to impart knowledge to others, which he cannot do as a police officer. As a police officer, you cannot preach standing anywhere. You only have to instill that particular rule. So, it's very important for a person to do something what he loves. Then you will achieve highest possible point. And by the way, I will not leave you that Venkat, despite his father's pressure, and in 79, corporal punishment by father is not a bad thing. They used to occasionally resort to it. Now possibly it has gone down. After enduring all those things, now he has become a teacher, art teacher in a residential school, and he still corresponds with me and says, I'm enjoying my life because every day morning I go to school, I'll take a big canvas, there will be 10, 15 students looking at me, I'll tell them how to do the sketching, how to do the painting. I enjoy what I'm doing and they enjoy me doing that, and the school enjoys because week after week I am giving them fabulous paintings. So everybody is enjoying around him. Imagine a situation. If this gentleman was not a painter as he is today, if he continued as a technician in some mill, doing some welder, fitter, any other job, you mean to say that his life would have been so happy? It will not be. We must understand. It's a small example I'm trying to tell you. That way, you must pick up a profession that suits your nature and which you enjoy. then you will shine and nobody will be able to stop you. Number two, you must have faith in what you do. You must be 100% sincere, as sir has already mentioned, in what you are doing. Just imagine our freedom fighters. If they were not having this faith of achieving freedom, do you mean to say they would have struggled for 70 years? From 1857, 1947, 90 years, somebody or other struggled. Why? Because they had a faith, they are sincere, they are hardworking, they wanted to achieve a goal. What is that goal? Freedom. But generations after generations, they had this faith and pursued this path of struggle, sometimes with weapons, sometimes without weapons, sometimes with violence, sometimes with non-violence. But whatever they did 100% what they believed. And that is second aspect for you to achieve whatever you want. Third and most important, respect the environment. Respect in the sense, today you are sitting in the class, you must respect the class, your professors, your colleagues, the subjects what has been taught to you, the manner in which has been taught, the institution where you are. That respect will invariably improve your interest in the topic which has been taught to you. If you do not have a respect, if somebody is talking to you or somebody is telling you, giving a lecture in front of you and your mind is elsewhere, it is a disrespect to that person, but it won't stop. Whatever he is trying to communicate to you, you are not able to receive. That will just go. So you lost out on that occasion to absorb what the person is radiating, what the person is trying to communicate, and the knowledge what he wanted to impart to you. So you must respect. Next issue will be, people say, you should be brave. Brave is actually a misconstrued and misunderstood word. Bravery doesn't mean that you will take a gun and go across fighting. That's one part of the bravery. The brave means you are in the class, you find your professor is teaching something, you have not understood. How many students can get up and say, I'm sorry sir, I'm not able to follow this particular thing? We don't do it. I have not done many times. But after coming to the academy, Air Force Academy, I could do it because somebody told me, hey, be brave and do this. So what you do, if you have not understood, when you get up and say, I'm sorry sir, I have not followed this particular thing, that is mentally you are assimilating what has been told to you and you are able to say that this particular link is broken. I am not convinced here. You are not convinced because you are not understood. That is nothing to disrespect. That is only to show that what you want, you will be able to clearly tell. Here I will just take 30 seconds from our Field Marshal Manekshaw. I hope you people are aware of it. Possibly you people read it also. The situation goes, the Prime Minister then called him. He was the junior most, being the Chief of the Army Staff. All ministers were there. Prime Minister told, because I heard first person. In my staff college, he gave this lecture. A part of that lecture is this, how he said what he wanted to say without any hindrance. When Prime Minister said, what are you doing as a chief? As so many people from Bangladesh are coming into India. He said, that is not my duty. That is your duty to do. You are the masters. He says, no. Prime Minister told him, I want you to go into Bangladesh and do. He said, as per him, Madam, do you know what that means? It means war. This Mrs. Gandhi, the Prime Minister that time, she said, so what? I don't care. Then he, in his own manner, said that if the Prime Minister wants war, there will be war. But today, that was in April some 11th, 71. He said, I am not prepared. I need time. Because as a Chief of the Army Staff, he knew that to go into a war, you require tremendous preparations. You need to ensure the sufficient ammunition is there, sufficient weaponry is with you. And April means shortly we will be getting into monsoon sessions. In the monsoons, whole Bangladesh will be a swamp where your tanks will run. Air Force cannot fly. If there's so many clouding is there, Air Force cannot do anything. So it becomes difficult. We will not be able to do it. Everybody looked at him and said, Sham, मान जाओ ना. That's the exact word. He says, that time Defense Minister said. He said, ये मानने की चीज़ है. I am here as a chief to fight a war and win the war for India. I am not here to just accept. So he says, S-manship should not be there, ultimately, and we should have courage to say what is truth and what is not truth. That courage should be inculcated in each one of you at the earliest possible. Where tomorrow you may be an engineer in some firm, you may be an administrator, you may be HR manager. But if the occasion comes and if you strongly believe that a particular thing is not appropriate, you should be able to stand up and say, I'm sorry, cannot be done. I'm sorry, in this manner we will not be able to achieve our organizational goal. Like just now, that ragging issue. Somebody got up and said, I'm sorry, I will not subject myself to this ragging because it is not appropriate. That is courage. Courage doesn't mean that just taking a gun and running across the fields. That is not. That is one form of the courage which is required at that particular time. Oh, good. I am very happy that you are also listening to me. Is it because my voice is louder or because you are thinking else? I don't know, but whatever it is, I'm loving you people. Next comes sincerity in whatever you are doing. Whatever job you are doing, you must do sincerely and give 100%. I will draw from my own personal experience. That was in 84 I got commissioned. So 85 or 86 as a fighter controller, that's a small radar unit. Radar unit, I don't know, there's a big antenna will be there rotating and we have a blip sort of thing to indicate the aircrafts. I was supposed to do that. And when from command, that time group captain, he was coming for a command accounts officer coming for a visit. So my station commander told me, Prakash, you will take care of him. He is coming means command staff is coming means he is coming for inspection of all your accounts, non-public funds, everything, how you are maintaining. As luck would have it, my posted in accounts officer, Air Force stations we have accounts officers. He went on leave. So I am impressed holder. Impressed holder means I cannot take a policy decision, but I must perform all accounting functions. And my senior ops officer, he not available, so I was senior ops officer. Every station will have an adjutant. Adjutant is a person who looks after all your administration and thinking. He went on leave and I am doing adjutantship also. And in a mess, I was looking after accommodation member, like today somebody is looking after all these things. So when he came, Pednaker, he's group captain Pednaker, I still remember his name so clearly. So I received him as a pilot. A pilot officer is the youngest, the junior most rank in the Air Force. Now it is no more. Now the flying officer has been made, but that time pilot officer. At 23, 24 years, I received that group captain. I took him to his room. I said, this is your room. He said, good Prakash, you are my liaison officer. I said, yes, because in Air Force or Army or Navy, if some senior officer asks, first we'll say yes, then we'll say whatever we want to. It's not that first I'll say no, and then no. That no is not there. Yes, sir, I am the liaison officer. Liaison officer is I am supposed to coordinate things. Yes, what is my activity? Sir, in the mess, from here you will go to the mess office, you will check accounts. Thereafter, you will go to the station account section. There you will check the accounts. Thereafter, you will be meeting the station commander, and if you wish, I will take you to ops room and show you how the operations undertake here. He said, fine, let's go to the mess. So I said, yes, sir. Then I went, I opened, keys are in my pocket, I opened the mess office key, and I said, sir, please. He says, hey, what are you doing here? Sir, I am the treasurer also. Oh, who is the mess secretary? I am the mess secretary also. And who is accommodation? I am an accommodation member also here. He said, oh, you are doing everything, and how many lessons, and are you accounts background? I said, sir, I don't know anything about accounts before I joined. In Air Force Academy, we were given 3 classes of 45 minutes each to know what is accounting. He asked me, do you know how to write cash book? He said, yes, sir, I know. As I told you, anything we say yes. How do you write? Sir, what I receive, I put it on the left side. Please correct me in case my understanding is wrong now also. And what I give, I'll put it on the right side. That's great understanding. And then how do you do ledger? I said, what I put in the right side in the cash book, I'll take it and put it on the left side. And what I put on the left side in the cash book, I put on the right side. He said, yeah, you understood entire accounts. It's good. Carry on now. So he checked. Fortunately, everything was right. He signed. Let's go to public accounts. That is unit accounts of section. We went there. I was, said, please be seated. I went and sat on the chair of accounts officer. He said, what are you doing? Sir, I'm impressed holder. That time, Flight Lieutenant Ashok Kumar Sharma, now AVM Ashok Kumar Sharma, he went for his marriage, so I am officiating, sir. So he checked everything and he was looking at me. Then let's go to CO. So immediately I rushed. I took over, I sat in the adjutant chair. He looked at me and smiled. He didn't ask me any more questions. You are adjutant also? Yes, sir. Can I go to? So I asked, check with my CO. Sir, command accounts officer is here. Can I bring him? He said, please bring him. So I took him there and I left him with CO. And they were obviously when command staff is with the CO, nobody else will be there. So I excused myself politely, went away, and I put one warrant officer, said when Saab comes out, bring him to ops room. So he came after 5-10 minutes of or maybe 15 minutes discussion, he came to ops room. Dark. Ops room is, it's a pitch dark. There will be small steps will be lit up to know where you are putting your leg. And he has come. And I said, and then I told him, sir, this is the radar console. This is how you see. This is the Bangladesh map. We draw there. And this is how aircrafts indicate from Calcutta. That time I was in Calcutta area. So many aircrafts are going and I'm showing him everything. He said, yeah, your voice is familiar. Then there is a small lamp is there. I showed it, put it on my face. I said, I am saying Prakash, Pilot Officer Prakash. He said, yeah, what are you doing here? Sir, I'm actually a fighter controller. My original job is this only. All those jobs I'm doing because I'm given. Then he told me, son, I'm impressed with you. For one reason, whatever job you did, you gave me an impression that that is your job. And now I'll tell you what this much time I've taken to bring home one point. He said, even if you are the barber, you be the best of the barbers in the town and the whole town will respect you. Because what matters is how you do a thing. It doesn't matter what you're doing. But if you do your job with honesty, integrity, and with self-esteem, yes, this is my job, I want to do it to the best of my capabilities, everybody will respect, irrespective of what job you're doing.